Welcome, and thank you for joining us tonight at this special rehearsal of A Vampire Story by Moira Buffini. Tonight's presentation is an accumulation of the cast, crews, and designers' work throughout this term. A Vampire Story was originally planned for production in the spring in the Oregon Center for the Arts Black Box Theater, but has been suspended due to the COVID-19 crisis. While we regret we are unable to perform live for you tonight, we are thrilled to share with you our process at this special read-through. We would like to begin by sharing some of the incredible work of our student designers. To help you envision this space intended for the actors to inhabit, Riley Cisneros Grunthal will now present renderings of her set design.
Hi, my name is Riley Cisneros Gruenthal, and I was the scenic designer for A Vampire Story. Today I'm going to be sharing some renderings with you that show what the set would have looked like. So for this play, we ended up with an alley layout where the majority of the set was up against one wall, shown here. And then there was a space for the musicians to play on the opposite wall, with audience seating on either side. This layout allowed us to maintain a large open playing space in the center, which could be adapted to suit the needs of each location. And the table shown here underneath the staircase would be on wheels, which could lock into place in various configurations and function as pseudo platforms shown here. This rendering shows how the tables would be pulled out into the space for the food tech class. The overall aesthetic of the set took the idea of industrialization in Victorian England, which you can see in the train station arches, and combined it with elements of Byzantium detailing, which you can see in the paint treatments and the heavy patterning on the floor and walls. One thing we discussed at the beginning of the design process was how we wanted the set to be grounded in reality, yet surrounded by mysticism. In the end, I think that was achieved. Thank you.
And now Emily Bunes joins us to share her costume design.
Hello, everyone. My name is Emily Bunis, and I was the designer for Vampire Story. Today, I have a few samplings of some of my sketches from this past term. So to start off, A Vampire Story is set in present day in a small town located in England. The season is spring. For these designs, movement was essential, and I made sure to take that into account and to reflect that into my designs throughout. Outerwear can be added and removed throughout the show as needed. Color was an important component in this show and was meant to act as a contrast to the muted colors in Riley's set design. So first up, we have Ella. Red is her color, her main color. Next, we have Eleanor. Red is also her color, but it's more muted. And she's in this type of dress because part of the show, it flashes back to the early 1800s. And so for those scenes, the actors would have been dressed in period appropriate garments. Next up, there's Claire. Blue is her main color. She's a little bit more edgy, as shown by the leather jacket. Next up is Debit, one of the school kids. Very much how young teenagers dress nowadays. And then last, we have the ensemble. The ensemble is made up of the actors playing different characters throughout the show. And throughout the show, they were meant to take either a black cloak or a lab coat, depending on the scene, and put that on and become part of the background. Thank you all very much for your time.
This production was conceived with the use of music and movement to explore and illuminate the themes and relationships in the play. This term, the actors devised movement research videos generated from the characters' dialogue. We will now play a brief example of such work devised and performed by Lauren Davis. Please note that more of the cast movement work can be found at the Oregon Center of the Arts YouTube channel. Live music is an integral component of this production. Our composer, musician, and SOU Theater Program alumna, Helen Thea Marcus, will now treat us to a fragment of sound and music composed for A Vampire Story.
I am what they made me, the moon that made me whole. Will you bury witness the blood wet upon the wall?
And now, A Vampire Story by Moira Buffini. Please note that this play contains themes and dialogue concerning sexual assault.
A town somewhere in Britain, present day. Eleanor is 16. She is dressed in a costume of 1822. She is on stage almost all of the time. There is a small writing desk where she occasionally sits and writes, although her focus should always be on the actors.
People will always believe the most fabulous tale you can tell. The fabulous one is the one that they'll long for. It must be unprovable, impossible, fantastical. To believe it, then, becomes an act of faith. An act of faith. Scene 1, a train.
Ella and Claire are dressed in modern-day clothes. Ella is 16, Claire 21. Claire is very fashionably and stylishly attired. Ella dressed as if the whole concept of fashion is confusing and alien to her.
Guess what your name is?
I can't.
Go on.
Just tell me.
You'll never guess.
Don't make me.
It's fun.
Janet.
No.
Karen.
Come on, it's interesting.
Beelzebub.
I'll give you a clue. My name's Claire.
Claire what?
Withenshaw.
Claire Withenshaw.
And you're my little sister. We're the Withenshaws. What's your name? Go on.
Something ironic. Joy.
No. It's Eleanor.
Oh.
Isn't that great? I thought you'd be pleased with that.
Eleanor Withenshaw.
That's right. And
You
I'm
found two sisters named Eleanor and Claire.
fancy that.
What happened to them?
Killed in a car crash. Identities there for the taking.
What about their parents?
They only had a dad, and I'm afraid he recently died.
How? Don't you feel anything
Like what?
for them?
I feel glad we got away. You didn't think we would, did you?
One day we won't. So where are we going, Claire?
A lovely small town.
I told you, no more small towns.
They're the best places.
They're a nightmare.
We're going to a lovely British small town surrounded by beautiful countryside.
I'll be sick.
No, you won't.
I'll go mad.
You always say that.
I'll kill myself.
You could try.
I could kill you.
Then you'd be all alone. I love these small towns, Ella. The people are wonderful, really lovely, so trusting.
So gullible.
I've rented us a nice little flat and I'll get a job in a bar or something.
You're a very sad person.
I thought you had doubts as to whether I was a person at all.
She looks out of the window.
Look, those lovely little gardens, the way the sun dapples the patios. They've planted magnolias in the multiplex car park. And look at the bins, the rainforest green. It's going to be good for us here. I can feel it.
You said that about the last place.
That town we just left, I've already forgotten it.
How can you do that?
Because it's over. It's gone.
You can't keep discarding the past like it's litter.
It kills me the way you cling on to things. You've got to live for now, Ella. That's what life's about, the rush of the present.
So what am I going to do in this dump?
There are 2 schools.
Not school again.
What else can I do with you? You refuse to grow up. You won't behave like an adult.
I feel ancient.
The effect is utterly teenage. You don't know how lucky you are to be at school. All that knowledge you've got, all that education. One day, Ella, you'll put it all together and you'll calculate the most important thing. How to survive.
Fine. School, then.
Don't do English literature again. It makes you depressed. Take nice, practical subjects. What about computing?
Done it.
Music, then?
No thanks.
Art?
Done it.
Or that subject where you make benches?
That is not a subject.
Can you do espionage at A-level?
No.
What about cooking?
You mean food technology?
About time you learnt to cook.
What's the point?
Ella, you don't have to eat all the stuff. It might just awaken something, some buried...
What?
I don't know, life force. Do it for me.
Food technology.
And what else is there? A nice light subject you could do with a laugh. I know.
I won't do it.
What's wrong with you?
You can't make me.
I haven't even said what it is yet.
I know what you're going to say. And how can I do that? It's all about laying yourself open to vicious attack, exposing your soul, performing like a flea in a flea circus.
Oh, come on. What subject can be so terrible?
Scene 2.
A-level drama.
Frank has sensitive eyes and a nervous demeanor. Mint is full of fervor and frustration. Mint students, Briggs, Point, Debit, and Moon, have perfected an air of cultivated boredom. They look as if they haven't had any fresh air in years. They look, in fact, like detached, fashionable, effortlessly nonchalant vampires.
So, same old spoiled rebels and fashion victims as last year. Not allowed to swear with disappointment, or I would. Briggs.
Mint.
I'm glad to see you. Thought you'd be shoveling fries for the rest of your life. And Debit.
Hello, Mint.
You actually passed an exam then?
Might have.
So there is a brain somewhere under all that hairspray.
It's Moose.
Well, let's see how long you last.
No, Mint, let's see how long you last.
Well, we're off to a great start already. Now, I'm more than delighted to see we have 2 new faces, some new blood. What are your names?
Eleanor Withenshaw.
Anne?
Frank Adam Stein.
Okay, Ella and one name will do. Frank. I'm going to throw you into the deep end. Either of you ever been in a play?
No.
No.
What you know about Brecht? What's the first level of drama? First rule of making drama. Come on, first rule of making drama.
Just say yes.
Thank you. Debit. Being involved in making theatre involves being able to say yes. Yes to an idea. Yes to each other. Yes to the energy. Yes to the communal experience. Yes to the mighty universal yes. That's what we aspire to in this class, isn't it?
No.
So, here we are. 4 students who know each other inside and out, and 2 complete strangers. We got to even that up, okay? I'm not going to suggest we play name games or do trust exercises, because that's drama for babies. So, the hot seat. Frank, let's start with you.
What?
Mint takes Frank to a seat apart from the group.
I'm going to put you in the hot seat.
What for? Why?
Scold your ass.
The hot seat, guys, is a place of discovery, okay? Now, we usually use it when we're in character, but I don't believe in having things all mapped out. So I'm going to do something we've never tried before. I'm an instinctive teacher, and my instincts are saying, go, Mint, go! So I'm going to throw away the code of good practice and hot seat as yourself.
That's psychological torture, Mint.
It's going to be fun, okay?
You could leave him permanently scarred.
Frank, the rest of the group will ask you questions.
You're infringing his human rights.
And your only job is to breathe truth.
These are torture chamber conditions.
That is ridiculous. It's a simple question and answer exercise. Are you being tortured, Frank? Eleanor, am I torturing you? By the end of this lesson, you'll be part of the gang. Now, think about everything that's brought you to this moment in time. People, when I clap my hands, we're going to begin. So have your questions for Frank ready?
Frank is full of dread. Mint claps.
Do you feel that in doing this, Mint is infringing your human rights?
What's your name?
I've already said it.
I didn't listen.
Frank.
Frank what?
Stein.
What's that short for?
Franklin.
Your name's Frankenstein.
Are you lying?
My dad thought it was funny too. In fact, it was his last big joke before his sense of humour calcified and had to be removed.
Are you a monster?
Probably.
Are you a wanker?
Briggs,
What school were you at before, Franklin?
I'm home educated.
What?
My mum and dad have taught me
How long for?
since I was a fetus.
You've never been to school.
No.
Why not?
Well, you'll have to ask my parents that, really.
No thanks.
Perhaps they were worried that I might turn out regular if I went to school, so they decided to concentrate all their efforts on turning me into a freak.
Why?
Well, they're freaks too, so I expect they wanted me to fit in.
Frank, I can understand your defensiveness, but just try to be open. No one's judging you here. Now, try and tell us how it really is being Frank.
Well, to be fair on my mum and dad, that's Tina and Jeff, I think they had high hopes. They wanted me to fulfill my potential.
And what potential is that, Franklin?
Well, Tina and Jeff thought that if I learned everything there is to know by the age of 16, that I might turn out to be a leader of men or a genius or something. But I eventually had to point out the flaw in their plan and say, Tina and Jeff, if you don't take me to school and let me talk to some people, I'll end up in a nut house before I'm 20. And to drive home my point, I drowned Tina's pot plants. And given that I've got 4 A's at A level already, I think they see it as a bit of a gap year.
Did you say you were a genius?
No, I'm a great disappointment.
So what's your ambition, Frank?
To get through the next half hour, really.
Are you gay?
Question not allowed.
What medication are you on?
Question not allowed.
Is God a man or a woman?
Pardon?
I think he means, are you religious?
No, I mean, is God a man or a woman?
If there was a deity or creator, I'd say it'd be unlikely to have recognizable genitalia, so it would be hard to tell.
That's rude.
Well, God probably transcends gender. The deity is probably asexual, or at least polysexual.
Is that what you are, Frank?
It may even be formless, without substance, dare I say it, non-existent, and therefore imaginable in any form.
I think you're shy about sex.
Is that a question?
That's cute.
Only questions, please.
You got any diseases?
Not allowed.
You got a girlfriend, Frank?
No.
Have you got any friends at all?
Yes. No. Well, if you mean actual living people who like me, then no.
That's a bit sad, isn't it?
I used to have an imaginary friend, but he moved out. He was great, really funny, much more daring than me. He used to subvert Jeff's quizzes, and he put lighted mins in the match, but in the end he had to go.
Why?
It turned out he was hiding pornography under the bed, and Tina found it. She had a massive row with him, and he came in to tell me he was leaving, and I haven't seen him since.
Do you miss him?
Yes.
So what do you do for fun, Frank?
Fun?
Apart from the pornography.
That wasn't mine. It was imaginary.
One last question. What made you choose drama, Frank?
My parents see it as a totally useless subject, so seemed like the obvious choice.
Okay. Well, well done. Respect. Round of applause.
Only Mint and Ella clap.
I love you.
Frank flinches as if he's about to be hit.
Eleanor, we're going to do something different with you, okay? Because asking intelligent questions is obviously beyond this group. We're going to play a life game. Are you ready?
No.
None, just say yes, okay? You barbarians, get off your chairs. Eleanor, I'm going to be in role as the interviewer. I'm going to try and find out who you are. And from what I glean in the interview, a lot of you are going to act out episodes in Ella's life.
Bore me to death.
Someone's already beaten me to it, Point. Move these chairs.
Ella and Frank move their chairs.
That was brave.
No, it wasn't.
I've never told the truth about myself.
Why not?
Because no one would believe it.
I said move your chairs.
The others move their chairs.
I would.
Would you?
Yes.
Right. Welcome to Life Game. Today we have as our special guest, Eleanor Withenshaw.
Yo.
And we're going to be recreating before her very own eyes episodes from her true life story. Eleanor, let's take a journey back to your early childhood. Can you share with us one of your earliest memories?
Yes. I'm at Miss Skullpepper's school. It's a rainy night. I'm about 6 years old and I'm in bed with two of my friends.
What sort of school was this?
It was a private orphanage. We all had benefactors who paid our fees. Most of us didn't know who they were. It's hard to describe. Really, such places don't exist anymore.
Who was this?
Must have been 1812.
Eleanor, I think I can feel some improvising going on here. In a different exercise would be totally cool. But as this game is about the real you, just stick to the truth for now, okay?
I'll try.
So, take us back to your childhood.
I have a clear memory of celebrating the rout of Napoleon in Russia. That's why I'm so sure it was 1812. It was night.
What are you doing in bed with two girls?
Space was short, and in the winter the house was so cold.
Were you naked?
No.
What were your friends called?
Harriet and Leticia.
Okay, in the spirit of saying yes, we're going to go along with Ella's improv.
It's not an impro, it's a memory.
Point, you play Eleanor, Debit, you play Harriet, and Briggs, you play Leticia.
No way.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not playing a girl.
Get over it or get out. You're three in a bed.
Tell me about my character.
Well, Leticia was very shy and sweet.
Was she buff?
Pardon?
Because I'm not playing a dog.
She was dark and slight. I thought her beautiful. Her mother had died on her way home from the Gold Coast after giving birth to her child of shame.
What?
Leticia was a child of shame. We all were. Harriet was the daughter of a tea merchant. Her mother was a whore like mine.
Did you just say my mother was a whore?
Eleanor, this certainly shows you've done some very interesting reading.
Right, listen. If this was 1812, how come you've not decomposed?
I freely confess that I've stayed alive for all these years by drinking human blood.
This causes a sensation from shock to laughter.
Oh my god.
That's disgusting.
Fucking weirdo.
Language.
That is so freaked out.
Are you saying you're a vampire?
Yes.
Eleanor, sometimes when we go through a traumatic event, maybe bereavement or parental divorce, we retreat into fantasy to try and make sense of it all. Now, I don't think that's wrong. You found a sympathetic ear here, okay?
No, she hasn't.
Is this supposed to be a drama lesson?
Yes.
So can we do some drama? Because this is like stepping into someone's mental breakdown, Min.
Let's have a tableau.
Tableau of what?
Of Eleanor's story. She's at school, in bed with her friends, Leticia and Harriet.
And what about me?
You're the bed.
They form a tableau. Point as a vampire is trying to suck Briggs' blood. Briggs swoons girlishly. Debit does Munch's scream. Moon attention seeks as the bed.
Eleanor, is that how it was?
No. We were 6 years old. They were asleep.
You two, you're asleep. You're 6 years old.
What is the point of being asleep? We're supposed to learn something being asleep.
I ask myself that question every time you enter this studio.
We've spent enough time on this freakish shit.
Language. Eleanor, you've got a great imagination, and that is a vital tool for making effective theatre. Now, I don't want to finish yet, okay? I don't want you to walk out of here feeling that you failed.
I won't.
I want you to leave this studio with your head held high, okay?
I will.
Let's fast forward to the present, the 21st century, here and now, and find out about the real Eleanor.
How many people have you drunk?
You suck anything else apart from blood?
Who do you live with, Eleanor?
Claire.
Who's Claire?
She's my legal guardian.
What about your mum and dad?
My father was a sperm. I never knew him.
And your mum?
My mother is a vampire.
She is a mental emergency, Min.
Okay, thank you, Eleanor. One final question. What made you choose drama?
My hilarious sense of fun.
Scene 3.
Food tech.
And so we begin our exploration with the humble root vegetable. They grow and thrive in the darkness down in the rich heart of our Mother Earth. Gastronauts, have your peelers at the ready. Today, we're going to discover the science of MASH.
The students start peeling their root vegetables. Ella is working next to Frank.
One thing's puzzling me. It's daylight.
Yes.
So if you were a vampire, you'd be a little pile of dust by now. And I'm surprised you haven't run away from me shrieking by now.
Why is that?
Because Tina made me garlic sandwiches for lunch.
True vampires live and move in society just like everyone else.
You haven't even got pointy teeth.
We don't die in daylight. We're not scared of garlic. We only need one victim a month. We use our teeth, but we find it more effective to let the blood with a knife.
You don't look like someone who's committed countless motiveless killings.
I do have a motive. My own survival.
Make sure every blemish is removed. We need perfect specimens.
Eleanor, why on earth do you want to be a vampire?
I spend most of my time wishing I was human.
But if you really were a vampire, why would you tell us?
I've carried the secret for so long. When I told it, I thought, I don't know, the walls would come crashing down. I might have known that no one would believe me. It was a mistake. No one usually notices me, and now I've put myself in their sights.
As we boil, we're going to observe the physical chemical alterations of the cell wall constituents. What is the behavior of the vegetable during cooking? Does it scream with pain?
Well, if it cheers you up, I don't think I made any friends either. I don't know how to be in groups. I bring out the worst in people, and they probably sense that there's something not quite right about me.
Let us meditate on the fate of the potato.
What's not right about you, Frank?
I see the world too clearly.
Do you?
This humble tuber will lead you to ponder the morals of the food chain.
It's all in fragments, but I see everything all the time. All of creation, the beauty, the horror, the madness, the inescapable ride towards destruction.
Yes.
The machinations of far-off power, the monsters of the terrible and ridiculous monsters of our own.
Monsters of what?
Sorry, my monsters of my own making, my own thoughts.
That's not what you were going to say.
No. Some days I just think we're all so monstrous that we'll destroy this earth. That's all.
You think humanity is monstrous?
Just asleep, maybe. Otherwise, they do something.
They're happy, Frank. That's what it is. They appear asleep because they're happy.
How can you be happy in a world like this?
The subject of food on this planet is like a door, a metaphysical door opening between worlds. Scientific, the political, the environmental, the culinary, and yes, the spiritual. Gastronauts. Today, by peeling and boiling this potato, you'll take it one step into a bigger universe.
So where do you keep your coffin, anyway?
No one ever got around to burying me.
They're giving me an appointment to see the school shrink.
Me too.
Eleanor comes forward.
1812. I'm 6 years old. At night, I sleep in a bed with 2 other abandoned girls, Letty and Harriet. They are my friends. One night, I wake up in the dark to see a lovely woman in a shining dress staring at me. She is looking at me as if I am something precious. Who are you? I say.
I'm your mother.
She replies, and I am glad, because my mother is dead, and now I know that she is an angel.
Scene 4.
Clara exits.
Happy hour.
Claire's bar, a spectacle in which the whole company excepting Ella and Eleanor can take part. The bar staff are busy, the dance floor already crowded. Friday night, happy hour. Socializing, hedonism, drink, male behaviors, and female behaviors. The spectacle is full of energy and charge. People are already dancing. Moon plays the fool. Briggs shows off his wares. Point plays hard to get, and Debit is drunk. Claire watches from behind the bar, pulling a pint in slow motion. Her serenity, a counterpart to all that movement, as if the time is standing still for her. She focuses on Briggs, taking note of everything he does. Point tries to attract Briggs' attention, but Briggs has seen Claire staring at him, and now he's staring back. Point becomes angry. She yells,
Let's go!
I can't,
Why not?
because I'm staring at her.
Point looks at Claire and back to Briggs. Briggs ignores her.
Loser! Boy band loser!
Points throw her drinks at him. She exits. Briggs tries to wipe the alcohol off his face. Clara holds out a napkin. As Briggs takes it, the bar falls silent, and all the movement continues in slow motion, as if Briggs has joined Claire in her pocket of time.
What's your name?
Dave Briggs.
Well, Dave Briggs. I'm Claire Whiffenshaw.
Whiffenshaw? Shit, have you got a sister?
I have.
What's her name?
Eleanor.
I don't believe it.
Do you know her?
She is something else, isn't she?
Is she?
Well, you know, she's a bit...
Bit what?
Well, not meaning to disrespect your family or nothing, but she's a fucking mentalist.
Oh?
I'm not knocking her, but...
Yeah, she's a strange one.
What a looper. I can't believe she's got a sister like you.
How do you know her then, Dave? You at school with her?
We both do drama. Man, she is so crap. I mean, I know she's your sister and everything, but you should honestly, but you should see her trying to act. It's like watching a door trying to walk. Honestly, every week we have such a laugh at her. I freakoid.
Well, that's strange, because Eleanor's only in year 12.
Yeah?
So you're in here underage drinking, aren't you, Dave?
No.
I take a very dim view of that.
How dim?
Briggs has one of his hands spread out on the bar. Claire leans forward, digging her elbow into the back of it. It brings her very close to him. The action in the bar has been going slower and slower. It now freezes.
I could lose my job for serving you.
I'm 18.
Show me some ID.
I haven't gotten any. I get asked because I look so mature.
Get out.
You see, saying that, then you've got your elbow digging into the back of my hand so I can't actually move, and so I'm getting mixed messages, you know? You smell lovely. What did you say your name was again?
Claire.
Claire, I know there's an age difference between us, but...
You're going to give me some bullshit, Dave?
Yeah, I was going to try.
About how you could prove you're all grown up by giving me the shag of a lifetime?
I was going to put it nicer than that.
Shall we cut to the chase?
Are you chasing me, Claire?
I'm always in pursuit of pleasure, Dave. I like to live in the moment, in the eternal second of present time.
Claire clicks her fingers. The bar suddenly empties. Briggs and Claire are alone.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
It's what I exist for. The present that I seek is random and indiscriminate, and when I find it, there is no guilt or consequence, just gratification and a moment of bliss.
Wow.
Do you consent?
To what?
To be my next pleasure.
I think that's the best offer I've ever heard.
Is that a yes then?
You don't mess about, do you?
Never. Scene 5.
Ella is sitting at a small desk.
Coursework.
Write a short scene incorporating some of Brecht's techniques of alienation. Subject matter, a secret.
Ella starts to write. Characters enter and position themselves as she speaks.
A smoky, opulent room. Bodies lie drunkenly scattered in slumber. Ruffin, gambler, and Darvell.
It is him.
Are at a card table. They're deep in their game. Clara Webb serves them with drinks.
Ruthven and Darvell at her card table. Clara serves them with drinks.
Clara, to us.
This game of cards has been going on for the last 5 hours.
Ruffin.
I'll see your 100 and add 2.
Darvell.
As you wish.
Darvell puts the last of his money on the table.
Darvell puts the last of his money on the table. Marianne, little more than a child, is cradling a drunk.
You're in an house of ill repute, and that's to say a brothel. That's to say a whorehouse, a flesh pot, full of sluts, trollops, tots, strumpets, whores, and men.
And men.
Ella writes, concentrating deeply.
You're lucky to be here, and so am I for that matter, because it's one of London's finest. It is run by a woman called Clara Webb.
Claire Webb.
And that's her. She survived a brutal childhood to become at the age of just 21 London's pushiest and most ambitious whore.
Have you given that man what he's paid for?
I don't think he's capable, really.
Chuck him out on the street then and see to someone else.
Clara Webb is a hard-faced slag if ever there was one. She pays all right. She won't let them beat us, and there's always a doctor on call for a clap. What more can a prostitute ask for? It's 1816 after all. Our life expectancy is just 20.
Marianne exits, dragging the unconscious lord.
What do I say next?
Nothing.
Is this it? Is this the whole of my part?
Yes.
Well, I'm an interesting character.
The story is not about you.
Marianne exits, dragging the unconscious lord.
My business turns over 2,000 a year, all of it tax-free. I put a lot of it back in, providing the gentleman with the very finest service in the most decadent surroundings. The profits I make, I secrete in a trust for my daughter.
Ruthven has put more money onto the table.
So what are you to do, my lord? Where do we go from here?
My daughter is the only thing in the world I love. When the midwife put her on my chest, it was like a revelation. I had never known what love was until I felt her thundering heartbeat and smelt her tiny bloody dead. Everything I have done since then has been for her.
You'll have to accept a credit note. I've no more cash on me.
You're mistaking me for an idiot.
Then what will you accept?
Admit defeat. To go on as past reason.
My daughter's at a little school where she'll learn how to marry and have a safe life. She's been told that her mother is dead, and the fiction will soon be true. In my profession, we don't last long, even us clever ones. My lungs are rotten by inches, and I'm so angry about it I am spitting blood.
I have something far more valuable than cash. Perhaps we should play for that.
What is it?
I have a secret.
Don't waste my time.
I am offering you time. I possess the knowledge, sir, of one worketh, one can find life everlasting.
I'm insulted.
Lord Ruthven, I'm offering you immortality. Where is there the insult in that?
Clara remains in the shadows, watching, fascinated.
Immortality.
I was traveling through Asia Minor.
When?
Last spring, I was with a companion, an old friend of mine. We were nearing Byzantium.
Constantinople, surely.
Byzantium, when he caught a fever and grew gravely ill.
What companion? His name, please.
I have sworn never to reveal his name.
I have sworn never to reveal his name.
Then your story is full of holes.
We were up in the mountains when his fever heightened, and I knew I could not get him down before he'd be dead. We came upon a high deserted cemetery, overshadowed by an ancient ruin, a half-blasted statue of Artemis the Huntress, I think. In the heat of day, with the birds circling above us, I laid him down to die.
Your powers of fiction are truly compelling, my lord.
At some point during the next speech, Ella stops writing. She looks up as if she sees Darvel, what describes. Some of the sleepers begin to wake and listen.
He begged me for water. I went to look for it, and when I returned, I saw on a rock nearby a great bird with a serpent writhing in its beak. I shouted a curse at it. The bird threw the serpent in the air and devoured it. Then it spread its great wings and flew with a slow grace over the graves.
Ella and Eleanor spread their arms as if they are wings.
I gave my friend water. Upon his neck was a mark, red and angry, like a two-pronged bite of a snake. A miracle, he whispered, and with the last of his strength, he made me swear to tell no one of his death. An oath I am breaking now. And he said that in a month's time, when the moon rose...
This is fabulous. This is too fantastic.
You don't deserve my secret. The thought of bestowing this priceless gift on you, you'd waste it.
Darvel looks straight at Clara.
I'd be better offering it to one of these girls. Be a fine thing, don't you think, to have an immortal whore? She could wreak vengeance on mankind forevermore.
This secret, have you taken advantage of it yourself? Are you immortal, sir?
I cannot describe the terrors I saw that night.
That's not an answer.
All of the sleepers are now awake, listening.
My friend died.
He whispered the secret and died. Perfect.
I held him until he was as cold as the rock he lay on.
Then what?
I dug a shallow grave with my hands. The bird watched as I worked, perched on a broken goddess, a hunched silhouette. In the shadows it seemed to have a human shape. I buried him and then ran. I stumbled through the night. At first light, I saw the coast and found a town. I lay in a fever for months, dreaming horrors. I sent letters to Byzantium requesting aid.
Constantinople, surely.
And then, the evening my boat was due to set sail, I saw him. My friend walking down from the harbour. At first thought, I thought it was an apparition, but he approached me and gripped my arm. A strange light was in his eyes, a cold burning, as if everything he looked upon was a source of wonder.
Cold burning. Very nice.
He shook me by the hand and thanked me for his care of him. He was freezing. I almost collapsed.
What a fabulous tale. I don't believe a word.
That's because you have no faith. But you're longing for it to be true. My secret, to be your fortune. I will tell you all, the location of the cemetery, the significance of the bird, and what befell my friend.
Where is he now?
Do we play?
We play.
I hardly dared breathe, hoping that the stranger would.
Frank has entered. He stands just behind Ella.
Hi.
Ella startles. The characters in her scene freeze.
Ella, sorry, did I scare you?
No.
What are you doing?
Drama coursework.
Oh, how's it going?
Fine. I'll put it away.
She closes her book. Eleanor clicks her fingers. The characters in the scene disappear, except Clara.
Mine's crap. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Who?
Wrecked. I mean, what the hell is alienation, anyway? Will you go out with me?
What?
Don't answer that. Forget I asked. I've just come back from a session with my shrink.
Oh.
Yes, he wants to refer me.
To whom?
More shrinks. Have you seen him yet?
No.
Don't tell the truth, will you? It's a bad mistake.
Thank you.
I've been watching a lot of vampire films.
What for?
Oh, thought I'd try and get to know you better. They say a lot of great stuff. I mean, once you get past the cape era, you start wondering what they're a metaphor for. It could be AIDS, heroin, AIDS, anorexia. It could be the whole spiraling chaos of Western society, not knowing the difference between good and evil anymore. I mean, not being able to define the terms. And vampires are heartbroken and sexy and mostly Californian. And they keep coming out with fantastic cliches like it's easier to succumb to the darkness within you than to fight the darkness without. And you get the feeling that if it wasn't for the nihilistic disregard of human life, they'd be the nearest thing we've got to gods these days.
Could you say that again?
Well, they used to be there just to terrify, as if the forces they represented had to be crushed by the righteous. But we don't want to crush them now. Perhaps we are all becoming vampires, the way we devour everything. Can you see your reflection in the mirror, by the way?
Not properly, no.
That must be disturbing.
It was at first. I'm used to it now.
I love your psychosis, Ella. It's epic. It's amazing.
You don't listen.
I'm having a party. It's not really a party. I'm only inviting you, but it's my birthday. Will you come?
Yes.
Great.
Frank, I love the way you speak.
Do you?
You're so human.
The great thing about being a whore is that no one remembers you're there. I could have been furniture that night. The stranger lost. He forfeited his secret and it fell right into my eavesdropping ear. Lord Ruthven soon departed for the east. I said that if he took me with him, he would get my constant service, free. By the time we reached Byzantium, my lungs were seeping blood. I prayed that I would live to see my daughter grow.
Scene 6.
Franklin's party.
Every year since Franklin was 5, he's had a geography quiz on his birthday.
Tina is offering Ella a plate piled high with jammy dodgers.
Which African nation was known until recently as Zaire? Tina.
The Congo.
I'm sorry, it's the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Silly me.
What phenomenon produces opposite weather conditions to El Nino?
Don't you like jammy dodgers, Eleanor?
No, thank you.
Tina picks up another plate.
Bzz.
Franklin?
La Nina.
10 points. Name 2 languages of Eritrea.
These are luncheon meat wraparounds. I made them myself.
No, thank you.
Come on, languages of Eritrea.
Oh, bzz!
Oh, Tina.
Tigrinian and Arabic.
Correct. 1 step closer to those chockies, Tina.
Oh, how exciting!
Tina exits with her plates.
If I was looking at a sprite, where would I be?
Buzz.
Franklin.
You'd be in the middle of a lightning storm above the clouds.
10 points. Name the debris deposited by a receding glacier.
Terminal moraine.
I'm sorry. Strictly speaking, it's just moraine.
Give her the points, Jeff.
No. I was looking for the generic term.
Tina enters with a plate piled high with tinned peach halves.
Give her the points, will you?
Besides, I can't give her the points because she didn't buzz. You've got to buzz, Eleanor.
You like them peach halves? Franklin only gets them as a very special treat.
Dad, will you please give Ella the points?
Have a peach half.
Look, I'm the quiz master.
You're being totally unfair.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
I can't award the points unless they've been properly won according to the rules.
Go on, Eleanor. They're yummy.
No, thank you.
Why not? What's wrong with them?
Name 3 different kinds of...
I'm not playing.
Frankly, I bought these chocolates specially, and I spent time and effort compiling a question list. We do a geography quiz every year for you, and we do it because you like it.
Well, I'm 17.
And I've taken that into account with my choice of questions. Now, pull yourself together and name 3 different kinds of igneous rock.
I've had enough.
Pumice?
I don't want to play.
Buzz, Tina, buzz.
Shut up.
Tina.
Shut up now, we're all
Pumice,
sweat.
soapstone, and...
How dare you?
I don't want to do a geography quiz. I don't want peach halves. I don't want you or Tina at my party.
Franklin, how could you say that? I made all of your favorites.
You are so ungrateful. We did everything right.
Oh, not this again.
We devoted ourselves to you. We could have had careers, holidays, fulfilling adult lives, but no. We exhausted ourselves ensuring your development. You had a reading age of 12 by the time you were 6 years old. And one day, you'll appreciate what that meant.
It meant I was alone. Always.
Let's go for a walk in the car park, Frank. Magnolias are coming into bloom.
Yes.
And the bins are rainforest green.
Frank takes Ella's hand.
Eleanor's a vampire.
Are you?
Yes.
She's been alive for over 200 years.
Have you?
Yes.
I thought there was something about you, some whiff of depression.
Let's go.
I know what it is. You're an anorexic.
No.
I've got no patience with anorexics. I think you're rude and freakish. What's wrong with food?
Come on.
I'm coming.
Wherever you're going, young lady, whatever weird, starvation-induced visions you might be having, don't pull our son down with you.
Frank, she won't even eat peaches. She's embracing death. Keep away from her.
Scene 7.
Car park.
Embracing death?
They won an award for designing this car park. You know, you'd think you're in Nirvana if it wasn't for cars.
I'm not embracing death.
That was my best party yet.
I feel alive. I feel like I'm burning all the time. I feel raw with it.
Yes.
Something's going to happen. Some terrible change. I can feel it coming.
What if it's not terrible? What if it's good? What if it's amazing?
Frank tries to kiss her. Ella breaks away.
I have to go.
Where?
Back to Claire.
I'll come with you.
You can't.
Why not?
Claire won't like you.
Doesn't matter.
You won't like her.
Why not?
Because she'll tell you lies. Claire will try and tell you that I'm only 16. She'll try and tell you that our mother died 3 years ago of cancer. She'll try and tell you that they couldn't trace our useless sperm of a father, so they put me in a care home. Claire will tell you that I got raped there. She came and found me all withdrawn and suicidal. She'll tell you how she fought for me, rescued me, breathed her life force into me. Since then, she has been my mother. She'll tell you that we go from town to town avoiding social workers and police, and that she sticks at low-paid jobs because they give her opportunity to steal. She'll tell you how her magpie heart is satisfied by simple little pleasures. She'll say she lives each moment to the full, and so she does. My sister mother is ruthless, Frank. So am I.
You're not ruthless.
Claire enters laden with bags from fashion stores.
Why don't you believe me? I keep telling you the truth.
Who's this then?
Hi.
This is Frank. He's my friend.
You're what?
Are you Claire? It's great to meet you. I've heard a lot about you. I hear you're very good at shoplifting and identity theft.
They've called me into your school. Why would that be?
I expect it's because someone tried to put a stake through my heart.
Come indoors, now, and send that home.
He exits.
You better go.
Why?
She doesn't like you.
Doesn't matter.
Frank, I don't want to hurt you.
I wouldn't care if you did.
Scene 8.
Kiss me.
Scene 8.
That's what vampires do, isn't it?
Scene 8.
You covered.
You can call me Claire.
Thank you so much for coming, Claire.
This is a nice classroom.
It's not a classroom, it's a drama studio.
Lovely and dark.
Yes, the darkness is a blank canvas upon which young imaginations can paint.
That's nice. What's this over here?
The costume cupboard.
Oh, I like dressing up, don't you?
Claire picks up Marianne's costumes. Eleanor is watching from the shadows.
There.
These are super, just like the real thing.
How long have you had sole care of Eleanor?
Since I was legally able. When our mother died 3 years ago, Ella was put in a care home. I got her out as soon as I could, and she's been with me ever since.
That's a great responsibility for someone so young.
There were monsters in that care home. I couldn't have left her.
Well, respect.
Sorry. What's your name again?
The kids like to call me Mint.
You've got very nice hands, Mint.
Thank you.
Can't help noticing. Very elegant fingers.
I'm sorry that I had to call you in.
What's she been up to, Mint? Because she's usually fine at school. Usually I don't have to bother.
Well, it's hard to know where to start. As part of their coursework, the kids have to write a short scene.
Eleanor clicks her fingers. Ruthven enters. He is looking for something. He is not aware of Mint and Claire.
Some kids just do little monologues, but Eleanor's written the best part of a play, which is great, don't get me wrong.
A play? Isn't she clever?
The reason I've asked you to come in is the subject matter. Eleanor is quite convinced she's a vampire.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, and not only that, she thinks you're a vampire too.
What?
She says you're not really a sister at all. She says you're her mother.
A vampire mother?
What are you looking at?
Nothing, my lord.
She says you were a 19th century hooker.
You're joking.
And you became a vampire when she was just 6 years old.
I can't believe you're saying this.
Are you laughing at me?
I wouldn't dare.
It's a really amazing story. I'm giving her an A. She's got you eavesdropping, following some lord to a ruined cemetery in Constantinople.
Istanbul, surely.
Lord Ruthven, she calls him. It's a name ripped off of an early vampire story. You're dying of consumption.
I've searched every rock and stone in this God-forsaken ruin, and no revelation has come. He lied to me. The secret is not here.
You don't see it, do you?
She is physically frail.
Why are you laughing? What did he tell you? Where is it?
Ruthven grabs her, furious.
You know how to get it, don't you? You'd better tell me, or by God, you'll regret it.
He becomes totally incensed.
If you make a fool of me, I swear I'll kill you.
And he strikes you. Very violent, quite disturbing, actually. In your weakened state, he kills you.
Clara is dying, but smiling triumphantly.
Eternal life will only come to those prepared to die.
Then die.
He lobs you into a tomb and leaves you. By the next full moon, he's preparing to sail for Rome, and you find yourself reborn.
Wow.
Ruthven has picked up Marianne's costumes. He embraces it as if it is a girl.
You wake with a terrible thirst and set out to find Lord Ruthven. He's in a hotel with a little girl. He's paid to entertain him.
My lord.
Clara?
Clara touches him.
You're cold.
I'm burning.
You realize that the worst fate for him would be to die slowly of all the sexually transmitted diseases he's picked up over the years.
Clara takes Marianne's dress from Ruthven.
Your own corruption will kill you. You'll never be immortal, but this girl will.
And you kill and drink his innocent prostitute right in front of him, just to show how powerful you are.
I'd never do that. No way, I'd never kill an innocent.
Anna says you're indiscriminate.
She must hate me.
You show no mercy.
Mint, I'm stunned.
Can we come out of the cupboard, please?
Eleanor clicks her fingers.
How could she write about me like that?
The trouble is, her vampire delusion is so carefully maintained and so convincing that the rest of the group has completely rejected her. It doesn't help that one of them recently disappeared. A kid called Dave Briggs. Ran away from home, we think.
Dave what?
Briggs. You know him?
Never come across him.
Eleanor had taken an active dislike to him. Now the others are accusing her of macabre and outlandish crimes.
Elsewhere, Point, Moon, and Debit enter. They are wheeling a trolley on which Ella is tied, Hannibal Lecter style. She has a sock shoved in her mouth.
What have you done with him?
Where's Dave, you freak?
Point is brandishing a wooden stake. Ella tries to speak.
Don't lie to us, you blood-sucking bitch. Where's he gone?
He'd never disappear like that.
He was too boring.
And we were in love.
So tell us where he is before we put a stake through your heart.
Ella is furiously trying to make herself understood.
Look, if you take the sock out of her mouth, she might talk. Otherwise, it's just mindless torture. And I'm a member of Amnesty, okay? So I'm a bit uncomfortable with this.
Pulling out the sock.
Where's Briggs?
You have no idea how hard I'm fighting not to use my powers, not to tear through these bonds and make a bloodbath of your flesh. You have no idea how much self-control and godlike compassion I am exercising.
That is so pathetic.
What did you do to Briggs?
Nothing.
He was beautiful.
He was an idiot. Just the kind of conceited moron I would have loved to have killed. But I didn't.
Then where is he?
Look, there's a very real possibility that he just ran away. You know how much he wanted to be interesting.
He'd never have gone without me. We had dreams. We were going to live in a band and write songs about meaningful sex.
I wish I had claimed him as prey. I wish I gorged on his every last corpuscle, but I didn't.
Something terrible has happened to him. I just know it.
I feel I've done humanity a service in culling him, but I didn't.
You're gonna pick us off one by one, aren't you?
Unless we finish you off first, you mutant.
Staker.
Watch her age 200 years. She'll decompose before our eyes.
And a scream will rip out her throat.
Point raises the wooden stake.
Oh, I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. We need a teacher.
Moon hurriedly wheels Ella off.
Bring her back here, Moon.
I want violence! Violence!
Point and Debit exit after Moon.
We found her outside the staff room, still tied to the trolley. There was a wooden stake shoved down her body.
My poor baby.
You see, we had to get you in.
I've tried so hard to be a mum to her. And a sister.
I'm sure you've done everything you could, but
she's my whole life. Mint. Everything I do is for her.
I've been speaking with the head teacher and to a counsellor. He's keen to refer her to psychiatric services who...
You're not sending her to shrinks. They'd split us up.
Maybe a short stay in a residential...
No way!
Look, we are very sympathetic, but we can't ignore her problems. Eleanor needs more help than this school can currently offer.
Mint. They might try to take her away from me, and then my heart would break right here.
Clara's taken Mint's hand and put it on her heart.
What you doing? Let go of my hand, please, Claire.
Claire moves closer.
You want to help me, Mint. You know you do. Look at me.
Claire. I made a decision a long time ago that relationships, feelings, human interaction, these things would only happen for me in the theatre. Because real emotion, it doesn't come near the wild spectacle of the stage. I live for creating drama. I've made it my life.
That's terrible. You must be so alone.
I'm never alone. Anything can come out of this darkness, any character, any marvelous scene. I've been happy to wear down my health for the service of theatre.
You're so devoted.
Yes, and the pinnacle of my achievement is A-level drama. It sustains me every year. Clara, the worst thing about all of this, about your sister's breakdown, Briggs disappearing, the traumatizing bullying, the very worst thing.
What is it?
The group won't work together. They're saying, no, please try and understand.
I'll try.
If I don't get Eleanor out of my class, they'll get bad marks in their practicals. They might even get B's.
Claire looks at Mint in utter disbelief. She moves closer.
My heart bleeds for you. It really does.
Scene 9.
Eleanor is sitting at Ella's desk. Ruthven is behind her.
Education.
3rd of January, 1822. Beloved diary, I love your clean white pages. They're like thoughts. They're like sheets in which my lonely thoughts can lie. Today I'm 16.
Ella enters. She is wearing a modern pink nightdress.
16.
Eleanor rises. Ella sits in her place and starts writing.
Perhaps I will prick my finger on a spinning wheel and die.
Perhaps I'll prick my finger on a spinning wheel and die.
Leticia and Harriet enter.
Letty and Harriet enter. Bettina, a maidservant, follows.
Eleanor,
There's a gentleman to see you.
a gentleman in our school.
Gentleman?
He said,
I'm here for Miss Webb.
for you, for you!
I got to take his coat, and as he gave it to me, he said,
Thank you, child.
and as his hand brushed against my wrist like a feather, and oh, it was like lightning, miniature lightning rushing up my arm.
Who is he?
Lord Ruthven.
Lord Ruthven.
Lord Ruthven.
Him.
But I don't know him. I've never heard of him.
Mrs. Sculpepper led him into the library. She asked him the purpose of his visit. He said,
I have news of her mother.
I have news of her mother.
Mrs. Sculpepper tried to question him, but he sent her away.
My time is precious.
He wants to see you alone.
Alone!
We're so jealous.
You're so jealous.
Here's news of my mother.
He touched me right here. I will never wash my wrist again.
My mother is dead.
Look at his jacket.
The best tailoring, just the best.
Smell it.
Oh, you can't.
It smells of late nights. Tobacco, some kind of faint scent.
Don't, he'll be able to tell.
It smells of male. Did you see his boots?
Spattered with mud from his manly life.
My mother is dead. Why is he here?
It must be something dreadfully important. His expression.
It was grave, Ella.
Dark and brooding, as if he's prey to some cureless inquietude of the mind.
What?
He looks dangerous.
All men look dangerous when you're us. We've never seen any men.
He looks somehow blighted, too.
Like a poor, wounded beast, full of dark mystery.
Oh, stop it.
When he touched me, it was lightning I felt. I'll never, never be the same again.
Bettina, Harriet, and Letty exit. Eleanor approaches Ruthven.
My lord, I am Eleanor Webb.
Eleanor Webb, look at you.
Ruthven stares at Eleanor. She grows uncomfortable.
I know your mother.
My mother is dead, my lord.
Nonsense. I've been searching for this past decade, ever since she stole my secret. And last week, I found her. She's living not 2 miles from here and doing what she does best.
My lord?
Keeping a brothel, a kennel, a dung heap, a whorehouse. Do you understand me, child? Your mother sells human flesh.
Stop writing.
No.
Stop, now.
And she preys on her customers like a carrion crow, picks them off one by one.
And she preys on her customers like a carrion crow, picks them off one by one.
You know how it ends. Please stop.
I don't understand you. My mother is dead.
I don't understand you. My mother is dead.
Is that what they've told you?
Don't make me go on.
My dear, they have nourished you on lies.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I'll be brief with you, Miss Webb. Your mother stole a secret from me, and I'm here to steal something from her.
Let me go.
Imagine my delight when I discovered you existed. Her precious, treasured daughter, the jewel she's hidden away for all these years.
My mother is dead.
My mother is dead!
Your mother believes she is invincible, but I will cause her pain. I will make her rage as I raged when she stole my secret.
Don't let him touch
I
me!
am dying, Miss Webb. I could have lived forever, but I'll soon be dead. Your mother robbed me of eternal life, and I will rob you. You will share my disease. A terrible disease for an innocent to catch. Well, there's only one way to catch it, Miss Webb.
Mother!
And when I finish with you.
Ella and Eleanor close their eyes and put their hands over their ears. The action freezes. Claire enters.
What are you doing? Ella!
Claire takes Ella's hands off her ears.
I've just been to see your teacher. Why are you telling people that we're vampires?
Leave me alone.
We will cart you away to the nut house.
Get out.
We were doing so well here.
Out!
Why are you like this?
You made me like this!
Claire grabs Ella's script.
You are condemning yourself. They will section you. And once they write personality disorder on your notes, they will throw away the key. I am fed up trying to save you.
Suppose I don't want to be saved.
Is this your play?
Yes.
How dare you?
Claire reads the scene.
Eleanor Webb, I know your mother.
My mother is dead!
A dung heap, carrion crow.
I don't understand.
Nourished on lies.
My mother is dead.
Secret.
Let me go.
Disease.
Mother!
Terrible for an innocent.
Mother!
And when I have finished with you.
Claire stops reading.
Very clever. What comes next?
Can't write it.
A rape scene without a rape.
He drops the script.
Why are you calling him Ruthven?
Ella doesn't respond. Claire exits. Ruthven releases Eleanor.
Welcome to the adult world. Welcome, Miss Webb. Welcome to a slow death. Welcome, you whore.
He throws a coin at her.
Give my regards to your mother.
Ruthven exits. Ella goes to Eleanor. They cling to each other.
Eleanor, he didn't kill you.
I'm still dying.
He didn't kill you.
I'm dying.
Why have you let him win?
Eleanor fights her way out of Ella's arms. She exits. Ella is shocked that she is gone. Claire returns with a suitcase.
Right, get packing.
He starts putting Ella's things in the suitcase.
What are you doing?
You have to go.
Why?
Because you've been telling people we're vampires.
What have you done, Mother?
Don't call me that. I'm your sister.
What have you done?
Nothing.
Then I'm not leaving.
We have to.
Why?
Because you're right. This place is killing you. You're going small town crazy. We'll go to London, wherever you like.
I want to stay here.
Why?
Because the magnolias are blooming. The bins are rainforest green.
When did you last eat?
What's that got to do with anything?
When did you last feed yourself? You're so unique. Ella, you're so amazing. When are you going to start living? Look at you. You're starving.
Scene 10.
The beast.
The students of A-level food technology gather themselves. Ella is ill, withdrawn.
In order to do my proper duty to you as a teacher of food technology,
Eleanor.
I've been trying to teach you about every edible thing on this planet. We've gone into the earth, and then we've returned bearing fruits.
I'm leaving, Tina and Jeff. Come to London with me.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
We've spent many weeks delving into the vegetable, and now we must encounter the beast.
We can get crap jobs, and at nights we'll lie there.
A new heading. Meat.
Trying to find stars in the light pollution, thinking up ways to attack the consumerist system.
Franklin Stein. This lesson may bring you learning that will affect the rest of your life. I want you young people to leave my class secure in the knowledge that if society broke down and all the supermarkets closed, you could walk into a field, butcher an animal, and prepare enough food to feed an entire village for a week.
You heard about mint?
What?
I'm harking back to a purer time when we didn't consume meat from factory abattoirs, vacuum sealed in plastic. I'm harking back to a time where we stroked and petted every beast we ate.
Found this morning, dead as a doornail in the costume cupboard.
No, poor Mint.
If we killed it, we'd respect it.
They're trying to tell us it was a stroke.
No.
I'm going to try to teach you to respect the beast. And then one day, when order breaks down into violence and chaos and starving hordes are roaming the land, you will be the one who can hold up your cleaver and say, I did A-level food technology. I can save humanity. So today, adults of tomorrow, we shall begin our study of the beast by investigating its life force. We're going to make blood pudding.
Moon faints. Fillet arranges the ingredients.
Onions, finely chopped. A kilo of diced pork fat. 2 meters of intestine. A liter of double cream. Oatmeal, barley, salt, mace.
Fillet lifts a bowl filled with pig's blood onto the table. Ella stares at it longingly.
And here was our pig's blood. Identical to human blood by 98%. Isn't that a strange fact? Only 2% different from a pig. Mint is dead. Mint. My comrade, your teacher is fallen. We'll have a minute's silence at the end of this lesson, but for now, contemplate this. God, why did you make me only 2% different from a pig? Oh, forgive me, I'm wreckage this morning. I loved Mint. Mint was an innocent. You get gallons of blood from every mature beast, but here I just have 2 liters.
Eleanor.
Now,
Ella has walked up to the desk as if in a trance.
Now the pudding sticks better if the blood is warm. Get back to your seat. Get back, I said. What are you doing?
Forgive me.
Ella lifts the bowl. She puts it to her lips.
Starving.
The class erupts into screams and pandemonium as Ella drinks the blood.
It's her! She killed Briggs!
She killed Mint! Vampire!
Vampire!
Screaming, Frank is watching aghast. Blackout.
11.
In the darkness.
Deathbed.
Eleanor?
Who's there?
Clara strikes a light. She is sitting on the end of Eleanor's bed. Eleanor is wearing Ella's pink nightdress.
Who are you?
My name is Clara Webb.
I've seen you before. When I was a child.
You're right.
You're an angel.
I used to climb in through your window and watch you while you slept.
My mother.
My girl.
I'm dying.
There's no need to die. I'll take you away with me.
A man was here.
I'll teach you how to live.
He has killed me.
I'll not die.
Mother.
I'll never leave you. Never leave you again.
Clara gently bares Eleanor's neck. She blows out the light.
Scene 12.
Immortal.
Let me out of here! Let me out!
You stay in that drama studio down there in the darkness where you belong. Oh, my lab looks like carnage. It's apocalyptic. I'm not letting you out there until they're here.
Who?
The mental health care professionals, those in power, those in authority, those with absolute power.
You've got no right to keep me.
Mint had files on you. Mint knew something was wrong.
What files? I demand to see then.
Mint was trying to help you, and look at what you did.
Nothing! I've done nothing!
Claire is robbing a till.
Claire!
Who's asking?
I'm Frank, your sister's friend.
Oh, what?
You've got to come.
Where is she? What's happened?
They've contained her. They've locked her in the drama studio.
What's she done?
She drank blood.
You're lying. You're sick for saying that.
Look, she needs to get away. I want to take her to London with me.
You what?
I'm running away from my parents.
How teen and cute.
I want to take Ella with me.
Well, you're just a type, I must say. Earnest, clueless, about as sexy as a pair of sandals. But I know what's best for Eleanor, and as a matter of fact, I'm taking her away. We're leaving now, and no one at that shit-heap school will ever hear of us again.
Claire slams the till and makes to go.
Maybe that's why she did it.
Did what?
Drank the blood. An act of protest.
Against what?
Against you. Eleanor's written a story where she spent 200 years with you. So that must be what it feels like.
Ella couldn't survive without me.
I think it's the other way round. I think you depend on her for everything. You don't let anyone near her, do you? You're worse than my parents.
Well, right now, I'm all she's got.
No, you're not.
If it wasn't for me, she'd be dead.
Personally, I think you're slowly killing her.
Is that right? Is that what you personally think?
Yes. It is.
Are you in love with her, little Frank?
That's none of your business.
And you're going to solve all her problems, are you, a little no-brain schoolboy?
Actually, I have the IQ of a genius.
Well, you'll find your local asylum is stuffed full of people with the IQ of a genius, and I'm not about to let Eleanor join them.
Do you know anything about Mint's death?
I beg your pardon?
When we met you in the car park, you were on your way to meet her. The next morning, she was dead. And Briggs. Point saw you talking to him the night he went away.
You're playing a very dangerous game, little Frank.
Frank makes her fingers into a crucifix.
Are you threatening me?
I'm just giving you a warning. I am by nature indiscriminate. I learnt to be promiscuous when I was still a child, but with Ella, it's all about love.
What do you mean?
It's tragic, really. It's like the saying with her, each man kills the thing he loves.
Ella's not a man.
When she's finished with you, you'll be left hanging, like a cheap suit on a washing line. We use people up, that's what we do. We're survivors.
The drama studio. Ella has dressed up in a costume from the costume cupboard. Eleanor enters, wearing Ella's pink nightgown. She starts to write.
I need a pen and paper. Every prisoner has the means to write. It says so in the Geneva Dramatic Convention. I demand a pen and paper.
People will always believe the most fabulous tale you can tell. The fabulous tale is the one that they'll long for. It must be unprovable, impossible, fantastical. To believe it, then, becomes an act of faith.
An act of faith.
Enter Darvel. He is dressed as a doctor of psychiatry.
Darvel enters. He is dressed as a doctor of psychiatry.
Eleanor, my name is Darvel.
What do you want?
I'm a doctor,
What kind of doctor?
the kind that seeks to heal.
Eleanor is looking at Darvel as if he stirs an ancient memory.
Do I know you?
I'd like to help you, Eleanor.
May I have a pen and paper?
In due time you shall have everything you need.
I need to finish my story.
Of course you do.
It's about a girl. She meets a boy. He's a genius, but every bit as friendless as she. The girl has been alone for a long time. The boy tries to bring her back to life, but her past is gone. The present hurts and she has no future. She is the beetle who crawled into amber.
What do you mean?
I cannot die. Though I know I'm dead, I am hungry all of the time, but I cannot eat. My desires are destructive. I live off of others. I'm alone. I'm a vampire. Do you believe me?
Am I mad?
I don't know what madness is. There is only pain in our ability to bear it. Sometimes when the pain is too great, our mind can no longer withstand it, and it breaks.
When we devour, it's because it's our nature.
But our natures are able to change. Change can be painful. It can feel like a mortal blow.
It hurts.
All pain can be relieved.
I feel immortal, sir, but not alive.
Eleanor clicks her fingers. Clara and Frank enter.
She's 16. She's a 16-year-old kid. You can't legally section her. She's too young.
In order to help her, I need to take her away.
Ella, he's from a secure institution. Don't go with him. There's nothing wrong with you.
Listen, you tank-topped desperado. You got no right to be here and nothing to say. This situation is none of your business.
Yes, it is.
I'm her legal guardian. She's mine.
Eleanor is free to come with me.
Ella, he thinks he's God in a white coat.
Mother?
I'm not your mother. Come away with me.
Eleanor, you can let go. You can rest.
Don't leave me. Please. I got nothing else.
Frank?
I want nothing from you.
Come with me.
You're under my protection now.
Frank?
Run! This way, quick!
No, through here!
Eleanor clicks her fingers. The action freezes as if Frank and Ella are alone in a pocket of time.
This isn't the exit.
I know.
Where are we?
The costume cupboard.
Then we're stuck.
Lock the door. Keep them out.
Claire and Darvel exit.
We're trapped, Ella. Why didn't you go for the exit?
I love it in here. You can be anything you like.
We'll get away somehow. Come to London with me.
We'll protest.
Yes!
Against what?
Ella, unless we act, unless we stop devouring everything, unless we try to understand what it means to be human, in 200, 150 years' time, we'll be nothing. We must protest, even if our only word is no, even if we're inarticulate. There's so much to do. Don't hide away in your pain.
I love the way you speak.
Frank tries to kiss her. She stops him.
I'm writing a story. Frank, it's a vampire story.
I know. But it's just a story. It isn't real. You're real.
Frank.
Frank, you can't have a vampire story.
You can't have a vampire story.
Unless
there are vampires in it.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Frank and Ella kiss, a beautiful kiss, straight from a dark Gothic tale. With one hand, Ella bears Frank's neck. Eleanor watches them.
13.
Byzantium.
Morning light, birdsong.
Good morning, Eleanor.
I finished my story, Doctor.
Well done.
I worked all night, right through the darkness.
It's very good. I look forward to it. You have a wonderful flair.
Thank you.
Now you've been alone in here long enough. It's time you come down. Your sister's coming to visit.
My mother?
Your sister. Did you forget? Perhaps we'll try to eat something for her today? That's very good. Now, what would you like to wear? Eleanor, will you choose some clothes?
I'd like to wear my costume, please.
The end.
Hey!
Now what?
Turn off your video.